What's up everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Welcome in to this video in which we will explore the best launch pads. Alright, so these could be exchanges, so IEOs, could also be ICOs, platforms like TokenSoft or IDOs, so decentralized options. But this is important because when analyzing an ICO or a new crypto coming out, one of the things you have to do is you have to take a look at the platform where it's launched and then take a look at the historic performance of that launchpad to help you evaluate whether you should buy the pre-sale or the ICO, the initial sale, or whether it might be better to wait a little bit. So that's what we'll explore in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, welcome back. So as most of you know, I try to make these videos in like a little bit of a calm state. So that's what we'll do. Basically what we'll do is we'll compare platforms and take a look at what are the best launchpads, but also which types of launchpads are better. And launchpads is just basically what I knew, it's like a collective term for all of these ICO platforms, I guess you could call them. Most people still call like the initial sales of tokens ICOs because that is the initial coin offering, which was the name back in the days. But we'll kind of explore whether it's better to have an IDO, an IEO, an ICO. Then you also have pre-sales, but I cannot compare pre-sales with these because pre-sales are always specific to that crypto. Then they'll have their own site. But let's start with some statements, all right? Because I think that's the most valuable. Most of you will not watch this entire video. Overall, ICO platforms like CoinList and TokenSoft are the best ways for, or are the best for a token. Here you can see the current ROI is pretty good, and an all-time high ROI, so that's the percentage it went up, or at least the return on investment. So right with this, it would be up 91%, and with this, it would be up 104%. Overall, this is the best. The biggest projects are launched using these two sites. A lot is being raised. For these sites, if you want to use them, I have accounts for both. These are a little bit more regulated as well, so that's a good thing as well. You actually have to fulfill KYC, then you can use them. But the best launchpad there is, all right, and we'll explore those dynamics, but I want to start with this. The best launchpad there is the Binance launchpad. Like, for example, lately we've seen the Hooked protocol and Hashflow. Now, obviously, we're in a bear market. They did not perform well. But overall, as you can see, these IEOs, they have a ROI of 17.4. So if you invested a $100 bill, it would be 1,700 if you invested in all of them. But this is the average. But as you can see, less is being raised using Binance launchpads, and they have some weird ways in which you can allocate, for example, capital to them. And the Binance launchpad doesn't always allow you to buy as much of the tokens as you want to. So it does have some negative sides as well. Apart from that, the other launchpad of the exchanges, we'll talk about them, but only KuCoin also has a better ROI than the ICOs. But as I said, they don't raise a lot. So you cannot buy a lot of tokens with KuCoin, and they don't have a lot of initial exchange offerings either. By far the worst launchpads are the IDOs, where only the DAO maker, which is a pretty good one, comes close to a 1.0 ROI. But with all of the other ones, you're actually down on your investments. There are, I believe there's one like ETHPad, has a 2.11, but that has only had 8 IDOs. And has only raised 2.78 million. So for sake of this video, we won't look at that. Those are just it's the number of IDOs is not high enough to consider them valid and reliable. So overall, ICO platforms are the best, CoinList and TokenSoft, except for the Binance launchpad and the KuCoin Spotlight launchpad, but with those it's very hard and sometimes it's difficult, and you need to buy certain tokens in order for you to be able to join. So I would still consider the ICO platforms the best, and the IDO platforms in a bull market, they're good. In a bull market, this ROI could also still increase, but overall they are the worst, and also the least is being raised using these IDOs. All right, so those are the initial claims. Now let's check it out a little bit more, actually do a deep dive. With, for example, the ICOs, what you can see is that what I said, With the ICOs, big projects are being raised or are being created, all right? The raise is usually a lot, so it actually allows you to buy quite a lot of the tokens, and they start with a relatively high market cap, and that's also why the ROI is perhaps a little bit smaller than the initial exchange offerings. But if you want the least risk, I would say use these two. These two are, I would say, even more regulated than the average IEO. I mean, for example, Binance, KuCoin, Huobi, those are very regulated, all the projects launching on that, but with Gate.io, with BYBIT, and with the Maxi LAUNCHPAD, it's already a little bit less. All right, so I would consider the ICOs to be the best. If you take a look at the IEOs, you can actually see that there are a couple of launchpads which provide a positive ROI, even in this bear market. Binance, KuCoin, Huobi, not FTX anymore, and BYBIT. And BYBIT, for example, it's 7th, but I actually think they're doing quite good. Like lately, they've had some launches which actually went pretty good. So I think that's one to watch. They only had 22 launches, as you can see, where Gate.io at 270. But that's definitely one to watch. And overall, Binance, KuCoin, and Huobi are the ones you need to watch the most. Those are good. If a project launches using CoinList, TokenSoft, Binance, KuCoin, Huobi, and BYBIT, usually that's a good sign. If they launch with other launchpads, like the other ICO launchpads, or on other exchanges, which you have a lot, all right? I mean, for example, with LBank lists a lot of projects where a lot of them actually drop down. You can see 0.11. So even though initial exchange offerings are often good, it really depends on the exchange. And overall, the kind of rule of thumb is the smaller the exchange, the worse the listing or the IEO. And if you take a look at IDOs, this is just difficult because, for example, I like DAO Maker a lot, but the average ROI is just very bad, all right? That doesn't mean that all the projects launching on it are bad. I mean, as you can see, Alice, the Orion protocol, FitFi, some great projects have been launched using DAO Maker. So it doesn't mean that IDOs are bad per se, but it does mean that you probably have to research it a little bit more, because right here, what you can also see is there are projects that are 0.20 times 0.24 your investment, coins that went to zero, coins that went down 95%, 97%. So with DAO Maker, you just have to do a little bit more research. The same goes for Polka Starter. They probably have some great projects as well with a great ROI. Yes, here 6.21, 5.28, but you just need to research it a little bit more. So that's this video about the launchpads. Hopefully it was valuable to you. If you have any questions or anything to add, always let me know. But for now, take care, enjoy your day, and bye.